Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Sam Goldberg, and I represent the plaintiff, Mr. Dennis Otway. The reason we are here today is because of the negligent hiring the defendant, Tight Security, did in hiring Mr. Tom Burke. This hiring caused a terrible, tragic, and affected Mr. Otway's livelihood for the rest of his life. The facts of the case are this. On or about August 1st, 2006, for reasons unknown, the defendant hired the security guard without doing a sufficient background check. The defendant has a policy. The policy is they will not hire convicted felons. The security guard walked in there August 1st, had an interview, spoke to the guy, spoke to the defendant liked him, hired him on the spot, and then had him working that same night. Now let's remember, they have a policy. We do not hire convicted felons. This policy was obviously not taken into effect because of the fact he was hired the same day. In order to find out if someone's a convicted felon, you have to send it into the commission. The commission does a background check, they check this. This takes about 2 weeks. So why was he hired on the same exact day? My client was at home. He was watching TV with his children. He decided, you know what? I'm going to get my kids ice cream. I'm going to go to the store, get them ice cream. Let's have some fun. He walks to the store, picks up the groceries. He goes to pay, and all of a sudden the security guard accuses him of stealing a pie. A pie. So my client, he listens. He lets him frisk him. He lets him pat him down. Lets him search his groceries. Is a pie found? No. No pie is found. My client decides to leave the store, go back to his family, see his kids, but as he is walking, he's outside of the store, he feels something on his back. Do you know what that is? That's the security guard. The security guard attacks him, tackles him to the floor, starts fighting him. Thank God Mr. Otway got away and he decided to leave the premises. He wanted no more problems. He decided to walk away from the situation. As he is walking home, all of a sudden, the security guard comes up from behind him, points a gun at him, and shoots him. He shoots him and breaks his pelvic bone. Mr. Otway he's a truck driver. Because of these injuries, Mr. Otway can no longer drive a truck. He has no job. He has no way of getting income. His wife and his mother now have to get a job. They are working right now to support the entire family. His livelihood will never be the same. He will never be able to drive a truck. And his life is completely changed. I also want to let you know that you will be hearing conflicting testimony today. But the conflicting testimony should be, you should look at the credibility of the witnesses. Mr. Otway is a working man, he's a family man, and the conflicting testimony will be from a convicted felon. The convicted felon who was the security guard. He has been convicted 3 times of battery, which is the same exact thing at this case at bar. He started another fight. That's one more to add to this. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I appreciate your time and hope you rule in favor of us that they were negligently hired. Thank you.
It seriously was like I didn't know a Broadway show. It was a one-man dialogue. Like it was the guy. Anybody ever seen Jersey Boys? That's what I feel like I was living when he doesn't be. Hey, it was a Jersey Boy. You know, it was.
I watched Al Pacino before this. I watched an Al Pacino.
Don't do that. Don't do that. It was way too intense, too loud for an opening. In all seriousness, when you do your trial, nothing about dollars, guys. You spent way too much time in all seriousness about the damages. You can't do that. Nothing about he'll never drive a truck again. What does that have to do with how this happened?
Okay.
You know, people who do that are because they feel they've run out of time and they haven't done enough and they just are adding this filler. That's generally what happens. So, one, you need to be organized on what the elements are. So here's what I want you to prove, A, B, C. You didn't give me any of that. When you sat down, I thought it was a great story. It's an exciting fight of some sort. You get tapped on the shoulder. Who is it? You guessed it. I mean, it's just, and you were backing up, coming forward, backing up. I thought you were going to the wall at one point. You had 3 steps back. So just nice and easy. Stand still. Look over here. Look over there. You can walk down that way, but I just wouldn't do this pacing without a purpose. Is how I would pace it. So just have a reason why you're moving. Okay. But I like the confidence. And I like the passion, those are all good, now you gotta have some facts though to back up what they did wrong.
Okay.